Many people have an ideal, luxurious New York City dream. For some, this dream was inspired by the television show Gossip Girl, that takes place and was actually filmed in New York City. Gossip Girl follows the lives of frenemies Serena van der Woodsen and Blair Waldorf, Brooklyn boy Dan Humphrey, the ever-wealthy Hotel Empire son Chuck Bass, and the gorgeous Nate Archibald. Gossip Girl reports all the drama on her blog.
Gossip Girl here, your one and only source into the scandalous lives of Manhattan's elite.
Where did she pay him, Serena?
And who am I?
That's not a secret I'll never tell. You know you love me. XOXO. Gossip Girl.
Spotted, a Serena van der Woodsen wannabe overlooking the terminal on Grand Central Station. In the pilot episode of the series, this is where we begin with Serena coming back to New York City after being sent away to boarding school in Connecticut. This is perhaps the most iconic shot of the series, and it features beautiful architecture. Trains are the only acceptable transportation for the elitists, and the series continuously shoots here, including in flashback scenes. Spotted, a little blonde making her way to the Met. Upper East Side queens aren't born at the top. They climb their way up in heels, no matter who they have to tread on to do it. The Met is famous for Blair and Serena's morning coffee before class, but even known more for their standoffs. The queen of their school always gets to sit on the top step, and no one else can sit above her. Who is the girl today giving Queen Bee a run for her money? Uh-oh, were you expecting Constance Billard's School for Girls? Unfortunately for you, that school is as fake as half the people that go there. However, the outside shots of the school were filmed here at the Museum of the City of New York. This is where Serena, Blair, and the minions would eat lunch and gossip between classes. For the interior classrooms, they used a production studio. In a city that never sleeps, it's important to always be alert, because if you blink, you might miss something, like the location of St. Jude's School for Boys. Are you really surprised there is no St. Jude's School for Boys? Similar to Constance, St. Jude's indoor scenes take place in a studio, and the outdoor scenes are actually filmed at the Synod Bishop Russian Orthodox. Strolling along Central Park is something every character in Gossip Girl knows well. Whether Blair is feeding ducks at the pond, Nate's drug dealing near the tiny boats, or friends are getting married near Bethesda Fountain to avoid testifying against each other in court, the plot always thickens. Central Park is the Upper East Side's little getaway. Whoever said money doesn't buy happiness didn't know where to shop. Just ask Serena and Blair. You can find them here after school or on the weekends shopping along Fifth Avenue. One of the most frequented stores is Henry Bendel. Every time the show shot an episode here, the day after it aired, they saw a dramatic increase in sales. Fashion is the most powerful art there is for an Upper East Side it girl. It's movement, design, and architecture all in one. It shows the world who we are and who we'd like to be. It's said great leaders only need 3 hours of sleep, but just where does the queen of the Upper East Side reside? Well, Blair's sitting pretty in a penthouse apartment overlooking Central Park at 1136 Fifth Avenue. The place is a mere $35 million, but when your mother is a world-famous high-class fashion designer, it's all but a penny. Not only is her home one of the main settings of the show, but there's a point in time when Serena lives there too. And in the last few seasons, Blair turns the place into her own office to take over her mother's company. Blair's not the only one with a nice home. The entire van der Woodsen clan lives in the Palace Hotel during the first several seasons of the show, while their home is renovated for the millionth time. The Palace Hotel in this series is owned by Chuck Bass and his father, Bart. More towers than Trump, more bucks than Bloomberg, Bart Bass definitely made his mark on Manhattan. But the real story is always the one happening in private, away from the headlines, at home. The Palace Hotel sets the stage for many van der Woodsen and Bass family feuds and drunk mistakes at the bar. A night in their place would be $25,000, but you can rent for only $250,000 per month. As any good general knows, you never let your soldiers see you sweat. Looks like this battle's ending at butter. It seems like our Serena Vanderwoods and wannabe can't get into the restaurant. That isn't a big surprise. Blair discovers this hip new restaurant and the Upper East Siders flock to get their name on the waiting list. It's the place where the teen elites celebrate birthdays and win back over lost friends. They say Rome wasn't built in a day, and yet, what a difference a day makes. If you find yourself wanting to try out the lifestyle of the Upper East Side elite, you'll definitely want to stop at these filming locations. I hope you enjoyed your day in the life of Serena and Blair. Just remember, though, you are no one until you're talked about. You know you love me. XOXO, Gossip Girl.